Hello there, thanks for joining me this Saturday on 7Edition. I'm Shafika Razali and these are your top stories. Government to attract foreign investments to strengthen the ringgit and the economy. Two couples killed in head-on collision. And 19, mostly students, killed in Gujarat College blaze. Good evening. We begin tonight's bulletin with this story. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad today said the government is looking to attract more foreign investments to boost the country's economy and further strengthen the ringgit. He also acknowledged that the trade war between the United States and China was affecting the ringgit, but that the situation could be avoided if the country did not rely heavily on imports.
Umpamanya kalau kita keluarkan sayur-sayuran, buah-buahan, ikan, ternakan dan sebagainya, dan kita tidak bergantung kepada bekalan daripada negara lain, insya-Allah kita dapat kukuhkan, tingkatkan ekonomi negara kita, dan apabila ekonomi sihat, maka ringgit juga akan menjadi lebih sihat.
Tun Dr. Mahathir was responding to a question on ringgit devaluation, which saw the local currency depreciate to 4 ringgit and 19 cents against the US dollar. He was speaking at a press conference after a ceremony to hand over Kasih Ibu Darul Aman cards to 48 recipients at the Langkawi District Civil Defence Complex today. Also present were his wife, Tun Dr. Siti Hasma Muhammad Ali, Air Hangat Assemblyman Johari Bulat and Kuah Assemblyman Muhammad Firdaus Ahmad. Tun Dr. Mahathir also said being heavily dependent on foreign workers may also cause the ringgit to depreciate against the US dollar due to fund outflows. He revealed that several initiatives will be introduced to enhance the local labour force in order to phase out the country's dependency on foreign workers. But for this to work, Tun Dr. Mahathir stressed that Malaysians should help out by not being picky with job opportunities.
According to the Premier, many young people seem uninterested in exploring job opportunities in fields dominated by foreign workers.
Dalam restoran tak sanggup kerja, dalam supermarket tak sanggup kerja. Yang berat-berat saya tahulah tak sanggup, tapi dalam restoran air condition pun tak mau kerja juga. Dalam supermarket pun tak mau kerja. Saya tahulah dia tak berani nak naik ke rumah tinggi, rumah bertingkat-tingkat. Pasal naik sampai 30, 40 tingkat, pening kepala, takut nak jatuh. Jadi tak payahlah kerja yang macam itu, susah. Jadi yang senang-senang kita buatlah.
Tun Dr. Mahathir added that because there is a lack of local talents to work in certain fields, it forces companies to continue relying on foreign workers. He expressed the government's commitment to tackling the issue by offering training and skills development programs to locals in order to make them more proficient.
In other news, 4 people, including a pregnant woman, were killed while a teenager was critically injured in an accident involving 2 vehicles in Kuala Nerus, Terengganu earlier today. The Kuala Terengganu Fire and Rescue Station said it received a distress call on the accident in Kampung Sungai Ikan at 9:30 a.m. First responders found all 4 victims pinned to their seats and were confirmed dead at the scene.
Kita menggunakan peralatan hidrolik cutter. Kesukaran kita kerana kereta mangsa tersepit di dalam kereta yang remuk di bahagian hadapan. Mangsa dipercayai meninggal dunia lah.
29-year-old Hafiz Muhammad Ibrahim and his wife Siti Nur Shahila Asla were killed as they were heading to Gong Badak from Kota Baru, Kelantan. It is understood that the Proton Wira they were travelling in collided head-on with a Peugeot car carrying a family of 3. The driver of the Peugeot, 57-year-old Anwar Said, and his wife Cik Kazliza Cik Hussein also died in the crash, while their 14-year-old daughter Nurul Nadira Anwar suffered injuries to her face and thighs. The victims' bodies are now undergoing post-mortem at the Sultanah Nur Zahira Hospital. The dismembered body of a man was found floating in a creek at Jalan Beriawa in Sandakan, Sabah this morning. The Sabah Fire and Rescue Department believes the man, identified as 39-year-old Saini Mami, was attacked by a crocodile. He had gone missing since Thursday before being discovered by members of the public at 9 a.m. with his left arm missing. The victim was feared to have been mauled by a crocodile while he was transferring items from his boat to his house near the tributary. The body, which had bite marks around the chest area, was found about 300 meters from where the man was believed to have been attacked. Police are now investigating the incident. Heavy rain since last night triggered landslide in Cameron Highlands, resulting in the closure of 2 roads this morning. Fortunately, no casualties were reported. Police said the first landslide at 6 a.m. covered about 10 meters along Jalan Ulu Merah and was around 15 meters high. The second landslide measured 32 meters and occurred along Jalan Ringlet Blue Valley near a quarry at 9:30 a.m. Clearing works are still underway at the affected area on Jalan Ulu Merah, while one lane was made available at noon at the second location. Investigators are now looking into incident to evaluate the stability of the slope. A Datuk Sri, the owner of an armoured vehicle supplies company, along with a former senior officer of a private company with a Datuk title, have been released after their remand order ended today. The duo were brought to the Putrajaya Magistrates Court at about 9:15 a.m. today. They were escorted by several Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) officers. Prior to this, the 39-year-old Datuk Sri was remanded for 4 days and had his remand order extended for another 3 days to assist in investigations. Meanwhile, the Datuk was remanded for 4 days. The suspects were held to facilitate investigations on a bribery case worth 135 million ringgit related to the purchase of armoured vehicles. The case of a former telco chief executive officer who was arrested on Thursday on allegations that he molested his children must not be taken lightly. Women, Family and Community Development Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said the ministry views the matter seriously and is leaving the case to the police. This after a news reporter reported today that the former chief executive's wife had made at least 15 reports since 2015 after the couple divorced, with an allegation that her ex-husband had molested their child.
So it has been investigated. Kes ini di bawah bidang kuasa polis dan hospital. Jadi kita biarkan dulu because it sounds very serious, and I think if anything, of course we would push for them to take action. Kids, apa pun kita punya adalah untuk the best interest of the child.
Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah said the case has been classified under no further action by the Deputy Public Prosecutor and not the Social Welfare Department, as previously reported. She said the classification was made after receiving input from police investigations and the doctor's examination. When we return, man goes on rock-throwing rampage. Details next. Thanks for staying with us. Shell Malaysia has introduced an immersion program focusing on science, technology, engineering and mathematics or STEM, dubbed the My Geek Movement, to help boost interest in these areas among the younger generation. The initiative gives students insights into the world of technology and innovation while also providing learning content that complements the existing school co-curricular structure. My Geek Movement encourages students to be innovative and enables them to continuously grow their technological, critical, creative and innovative skill sets. This year's competition requires students to challenge themselves in designing an innovative solution or invention for sustainable living systems.
Hashtag My Geek Movement is Shell's way of getting young kids excited about science, engineering and mathematics, because there just aren't enough science graduates in our universities, and we need them in order to drive not just our industry but actually, Malaysia's progress for the future.
6 schools with 2 finalists each from Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak participated in the national finals after emerging as winners from the state-level My Geekathon competition. The grand finals took place at the Shell Make the Future Live 2019 event held at Sabang International Circuit in Selangor recently. Techie Monkey from SMK Bintulu Sarawak, comprising of Darren Lee Hua Yi, Wendy Lim Yi An and Isaac Yong Wei On, were crowned national champions for their invention called iRecycle. The mobile application encourages users to recycle by making the process simple while also rewarding loyal users with a point system that can be redeemable for selected rewards in the future.
So the iRecycle is an app that can be used to call the recycle truck to come and collect the recyclable materials. After they come and collect, they will weigh the recyclable materials and they will convert it into leaf tokens, which is the type of point that were created to be used in the shop.
A total of 225 Form 1 students from 15 schools across Malaysia were selected to participate in the My Geek Movement and were given the opportunity to gain hands-on STEM learning. First introduced in August 2017, the program aims to increase the number of students opting for the science stream and inspire them to experiment more on technology for the future. Now let's hop on to our daily segment Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Accidents happen on the road, most of the time involving vehicles. But it's no accident what happened on Venice Boulevard in Los Angeles, US earlier this week. A 32-year-old man dressed half naked and appearing out of nowhere brought traffic to a standstill and sent people scrambling for their lives when he began throwing rocks at passing vehicles. Here's what went down. In a video taken by a witness, Emmanuel Moncada is seen holding a handful-sized rock and standing in the middle of traffic. Cars stopped in fear, but a white SUV took a chance to escape. The shirtless man then started moving towards the halted traffic and smashed more than a dozen car windows before he began targeting buses. While the man was distracted with breaking the bus windshield, other drivers stepped on the gas to get away. Then he picks up more rocks from the sidewalk and goes to the next bus and attacks the side door, sending passengers running from the vehicle. Moncada then jumps on board, looking as if he was going to hijack it, before a bystander intervenes and pulls him off the bus. A number of others join in, tackling him to the ground. Authorities have not determined what triggered Moncada's rampage, but he is booked for assault with a deadly weapon and attempted carjacking. At least 14 people are said to have been injured in the attack.
Okay, so that 32-year-old man was arrested and charged with attempted carjacking of a bus.
Now updated as of 7 p.m, here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. Now, many young adults lack the maturity needed to face the real world. Millennials also typically want to do things their way, apart from expecting a high quality of life. Simple tasks like sewing buttons, chopping vegetables, or communicating effectively with others can even be challenging for some of them. No wonder more and more youngsters are in need of adulting classes to learn these basic life skills. But is this really necessary? Our trainer reporter Nirupa Chandran finds out more.
Today's young adults have been labelled as privileged. Some might argue that it's their parents' job to teach them about adulthood. But young children cannot blame their parents for their own life choices.
Millennials and cooking, for instance, doesn't feel like a natural pairing. According to a report by the Washington Post, millennials and Gen X are more likely to get their recipes from the internet compared to baby boomers. And the former also watch online cooking videos far more than the older generations.
I think that learning is a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter where you learn, whether it's on your phone, on your laptop, sharing or learning from another person or going to class. As long as you're continuously learning, I'm all for it. So it doesn't matter to me, but just keep cooking.
It's common for millennials to feel overwhelmed, especially when facing problems, which often causes them to give up. This is because they tend not to identify or find solutions to overcome their struggles, viewing them as a threat instead. Rather than complaining or procrastinating, the best solution is to do something small and be patient to achieve the best result.
Adulting. Just be patient and be patient. Go with the flow and don't give up.
Young adults are also building up debt at an alarming rate that they are neglecting to settle their finance priorities. 51% of National Higher Education Fund or PTPTN borrowers have a remaining debt of 3.5 billion ringgit and over 356,000 have not paid even a single cent. Not only that, over 1 million defaulters with an outstanding debt of 20.7 billion ringgit have been blacklisted.
So it's about your money management habits that you spend more than what you earn, which left no money to pay for PTPTN. So the easiest way is just pay all your debt and also pay all your debt every time when you get your money, and then spend only what you left. That's the easiest thing you can do.
In this technological era, do-it-yourself or DIY as well as arts and crafts skills are also being neglected. Some may argue learning arts and crafts are time-consuming and difficult as they involve many tools, steps, and processes. However, not everyone has the same opinion about crafting, as they too can earn a living or make extra income by practicing these skills.
Maybe because they don't really like to spend time on doing arts and craft, because people nowadays like handphones, games and things like that. So I don't think much people like, but there are still fans, viewers that are supportive of this kind of craft actually.
It's true that navigating life isn't easy, especially for someone who has been shielded from the full responsibilities of adulthood. This is why learning how to adult is necessary as part of growing up and not a life choice. Nirupa Chandran for 7Edition.
After emerging champion in the International Robotics Competition in Turkey on May 5th, Form 3 student Amir Kawarizmi aims to conquer another championship. He is now preparing to compete in the Sumo Penang Robot International Tournament to be held in Penang in July.
The Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Complex KLIA student spends most of his time inventing robots in his room via YouTube. Among his inventions, the autonomous 3-kilogram standard all-Japan Mega Sumo robot and the autonomous 500-gram Mini Sumo robot. Both inventions won in Turkey, defeating the host participants.
Lebihan robot laju lah. Lepas tu dia ada macam-macam taktik yang diprogramkan. Lepas tu dia dapat dia punya pisau tajam, lagi tajam daripada Turki punya. So dia boleh masuk bawah robot Turki lah. Benda yang pertama yang kita jumpa melalui masa tu tengok dekat TV3 Malaysia is programming dekat UTM. So kita terus call dia dan Amir pun setuju dan kita hantar selama 3 minggu kat Kuala Lumpur.
His mother, Suzana Adnan, said Amir had shown deep interest in autonomous robots after completing the course.
Dia balik, dia cakap, Amir nak buat robot sumo. Kita pun macam, apa autonomous kan? That one yang first time sebenarnya trigger kita nak pergi autonomous sumo. And then baru kita nampak, okay, terus kita pun Google, kita cari kan networking untuk pertandingan seterusnya.
Amir, who would be sitting for the PT3 examinations this year, does not neglect his studies, even though he is busy with the upcoming competition in Penang.
After the break, challenges faced by professional gamers and their livelihood. We'll be right back. Now it's time for my Game On segment for the latest esports news in Malaysia. With the changing times, gaming has now become a livelihood for many professional esports players and streamers in the country. However, the industry has also come under fire due to allegations of violent extremism, with talks of bans on specific game titles risking the livelihoods for professional gamers. Wan Izzul Islam has the story.
Mobile game phenomenon PUBG Mobile recently celebrated their first-year anniversary here in Kuala Lumpur. Now, recently, many issues have arisen relating the game to that of violent extremism. I'm here at the first anniversary party in KL Live at Live Centre to meet up with the players themselves to find out what this game is about to them and does it really relate to that of violence. Let's find out more. As you can see on top of the there's like an ice cream cone. PUBG Mobile was first brought into the limelight by Negeri Sembilan Mufti Dato' Muhammad Yusuf Ahmad, who urged the government to consider banning the game. He claimed the game may have a negative impact on young minds and may lead the youth on a path of violent extremism. Many, including Youth and Sports Minister Said Sadiq, have denied this claim, stating that violent acts have been committed even before there was any form of gaming.
I believe that is an issue that's blown out of proportion. I strongly believe that PUBG Mobile and any other mobile games, for that matter, has got nothing to do with any extremist movement or anything to do with violence or terrorism, for that matter.
I think it's ridiculous. Terrorism has lasted for like hundreds of years now, and it's definitely not the game's fault. Like, we have all sorts of games with similar themes, but it's not. It's like based on the gamer themselves, like the person themselves, where they raise a certain way, where they led astray. So you can't blame it on the game.
The core elements of gaming nowadays have been proven to help benefit and improve the livelihoods of many individuals and communities. Among the benefits include the strengthening of teamwork, strategic and ethical thinking, as well as improved mental health and cognitive skills. PUBG Mobile emphasizes on players communicating with each other to come up with winning strategies instead of wandering around shooting aimlessly. Gaming and esports can also improve one's livelihood by becoming a source of income, especially through competitions and live streaming.
Gaming, this day and age, it's being taken to the next level. There is structure in the level of esports, for that matter. Players is able to actually fulfill the life of a professional athlete in the realm of digital gaming, video games, right?
Kat Malaysia ni, PUBG Mobile dah jadi satu esport yang baik. dan akan menarik minat lagi anak muda untuk main game. Dan dekat PUBG juga kita boleh join banyak tournament dan untuk mendapat keuntungan lah dari situ.
Some professional teams even have the opportunity to compete overseas and represent their country at prestigious international tournaments. Among the PUBG Mobile teams who are raising the Malaysian flag high are VIP Squad, Junior Talent and Udo Gang, who are currently attending the PUBG Mobile Club Open PMCO 2019 in Shanghai, China. PMCO 2019 showcases the best professional and semi-professional players from around the world in the 2019 global competitive season for PUBG Mobile. Wanizul Islam, 7Edition.
Quentin Tarantino has returned with another cult film called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which will hit Malaysian theatres in August this year. Here's a glimpse of the star-studded trailer as we wrap up 7 Edition. I'm Shafika Razali. Thank you for watching and good night.